Welcome back to my channel. This is Workplace Sports Talk, where we talk sports as if we're at work. And I'm your guy, Tim That Talks. If you like my content, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I will be putting out at least 2 videos all football season, so please hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Let's start with reaction for the Titans' last preseason game on Saturday, where the Titans lost to the Chicago Bears 24-27. First, I'm gonna start off with Justin Fields. Looked pretty good as a rookie. He was just making some okay throws. He was getting a lot of pressure from the Titans defense. He really came alive in the second half with a good rollout and a pass that was on the line for a touchdown. So Justin Fields does have promise. He could be one of the better rookie quarterbacks this season. Let's start with the Tennessee Titans quarterbacks. Matt Barkley got the start for this last preseason game. He was 7 for 15 with 126 yards and 1 really bad interception. Coming into this game, I would have given Matt Barkley the edge over Logan Woodside. But after he came out throwing very aggressive and in some instances overly aggressively throwing the ball, throwing off his back foot. He was throwing into triple coverage at certain points. I did not understand. I think he was trying too hard to prove that he is the guy for the backup role, and it probably could have caused him, because when Logan Woodside came in, I was 12 for 17 for 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And on that interception, it wasn't even his fault. The defender came on the back end and swatted the ball as he was throwing it, so it was just a jump ball. So I'm not even going to count that against Logan Woodside. Other than that, Logan Woodside looked very good. So back to Barkley. Barkley again was pushing the ball down the field, which was good to see. Decision making was very questionable. He did calm down and start throwing better balls to the receivers. When he did have time to throw the ball, I just felt like he was rushing and pushing unnecessarily, and it could cost him the backup role. Logan Woodside, on the other hand, came in poised, stepped up in the pocket, made some very good throws down the field. So I'm guessing he is listening to what his coaches are saying. He was normally this preseason he's been methodical, throwing a lot of checkdowns, but this game he was throwing a lot more down the field, and it was good to see. The running backs had a tough time in the first half, but when the holes started opening up, Micah Sargent was lighting the Chicago Bears defense up. He was 17 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown. Now, if he wouldn't have got injured, he probably would have had more yards, but he looked really good. And me personally, I say he has done enough to knock Nichols out of that third running back slot. There was one pass protection where he laid the defender down, so it was really good to see that he is willing to put his nose in there and take one for the quarterback. He was running really hard all night. He had a really good touchdown. That guy was not going down on first contact, and I like that. He was fighting hard for every yard. He is running like a running back that wants to make a team. So I don't know what the Titans are going to do at that position, and I don't know if we can stash him on the practice squad. Again, as I say, he has done enough to be the third running back. He also looked good on the zone read plays. He is really fast. I just like the burst and the juice that he comes with. Brian Hill was the next running back. He had a tough time in the first half, but once the second half came and the Chicago Bears were playing more players, he had a lot of lanes and he was getting a lot of yards. Now that's very telling, because I would have wanted him to do better in the first half like Sargent did, but he didn't. So that to me already on itself, I'll take Sargent over Hill, because Sargent was making more happen. Hill was 14 carries for 63 yards, and he did look good in the second half when he was running. He had a really good run on third down. He does hit very hard, but me personally, he's a good practice squad candidate, and that's probably where he would go. The guy that came out of nowhere was this Hawkins guy. This guy is fast. He is a little speed demon. He was just hitting holes. He was busting everybody up. He looked like he was the quickest player on the field, and I like what I saw from him. I would love to see him on the Titans practice squad. Hawkins came in with some burst and some juice. He had 10 carries for 56 yards. Titans receivers didn't do much that have done in the other games, but there were some pleasant surprises. I have not been a big Cam Batson fan, but he really put his skills on full display last night. He was 4 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. That back shoulder catch and throw was very good. Hopefully he can do that in the regular season if he does make the team. It is nice to know that he has built that rapport with the quarterbacks. He looks good catching. He looks very confident running his routes. He was coming in and out his breaks very fast. His double moves look good. He has gotten better every preseason game. So he is definitely, for me, edged out Kinsey, who also had a good night with 4 receptions for 45 yards. He just gets open and he gets first downs. He has very good hands. He's a very tough guy. But to me, a little bit of chink in his armor last night. Again, I was thinking in the beginning of the season he might not be able to keep on the practice squad because another team might poach him. But from what I've seen from Cam Batson, he could just be that guy that got away from the Titans at some point. So I'm still going to hold with my philosophy, but that Chester Rogers is going to be that last receiver because he can do punt returns and kick returns. But they were trying the other players out like that just in case Rodgers does not make the team, that there's multiple guys that can catch these punts and kick returns. Good to see Dez Fitzpatrick there. He had another good game last night. He had 1 catch for 28 yards. Very good to see that they're playing him primarily in the slot. So Reynolds better watch out. And since I haven't seen Reynolds this preseason, I would tend to think that Fitzpatrick is closer to taking reps at the slot than any receiver is. So Dez Fitzpatrick is good to see. He had a really good crossing route, and he just gets open also as a slot receiver. This is the guy you want to keep building and getting better as the season goes on. And I like what I'm saying from Dez Fitzpatrick now. To me, he's not just another guy. He is good potential prospect for the Tennessee Titans. Out of the tight end position, the tight ends did not play well last night. Stalker had a huge drop and penalty that cost the Titans. Hudson was double catching balls out there. All in all, tight ends for the Titans in this preseason game did not show up and they did not play well. Now, it was very good to see Lawan and Safford out there. Lawan is a beast like he always is. He was just manhandling people out there, and he is definitely the juice guy on that line, and I love it. Lawan is one of my favorite players, and if he's healthy, Titans' offensive line is going to be dangerous again this year. Quisenberry also played good last night. Again, he's having a very good camp, and he has a very good showing on the offensive line. It's possible he could start. It's probably between him, Lamb, and Sobralo. I would say that Quisenberry is probably going to get the start because he was there when Derrick Henry was running for his 2,000 yards, and he is confident and competent. As long as there's not a lot of speed rushes on the outside, Quisenberry is a good mauler at tackle. So it's possible that he's going to start the beginning of the season. Lamb was holding up his own. There was one time I saw that he got pushed back into the quarterback's lap, and I did not like what I saw, but that was just one play. All in all, he played really good last night. All right, the rookie Raiders actually played decent last night too at guard. I think that's where he's going to be at. He could be a swing guard tackle guy, but I think we got enough tackles that could play that position. I would say that Reynolds is probably going to be better at guard because at some point Saffold is not going to be here. So it's good to get the young rookie some playing time and get him used to the NFL offensive line life. And right now he's getting better also. There was a couple of times where the defensive was running past him also, but I think it's his preseason. So if it's going to happen, this is where I want it to happen at. Because when it gets to the regular season, there's going to be no excuses for this guy. Back to fullback, Blasingame. I love this guy. He's a very good fullback, and I love a fullback for the Titans. I like how he hits the holes and how he gets the defenders out of Derrick Henry's way, and I like that he has very good hands for a fullback, and it was in full display last night when he took that 49-yard screen pass. He looked like unstoppable out there with that pass, and I love it. He had 2 catches for 56 yards, so it's a good wrinkle in his game that he can catch the ball out of the backfield because he's going to be asked to do so. I would say he's a fullback / tight end, and he's a good he's good at that. I like his hands. He's very confident, and he likes to hit people and roll over people, and I love to see that from him. Kicking position has been solidified with Fickens, who has looked good all preseason. This guy is money. I like the ball placement, and hopefully he can carry that on into the regular season. If so, Titans kicking games will not be an issue, because this guy could have solidified, could be like a Rob Baronis. Let's hope we have a guy that consistent. All right, on to the defensive side of the ball. The defense wasn't as dominant as they were in the other 2 preseason games, but they still had a very good showing. Like I said earlier, they did make Justin Fields look pedestrian up into the second quarter, and they helped him out with some horrible penalties. But other than that, the defense was pretty good. Fulton got the start again. He's looking really good in press coverage. I like that he is competing, and I like what he's seeing. He broke up a really good screen pass. That guy is going to be a good player for the Tennessee Titans. I like that he's willing to tackle and put his nose in there. You got Jack Robert Jenkins. Again, he's playing good press man coverage also. Elijah Molden again had another good game. That guy's just all over the field, and he's all over the ball. He had 3 tackles in that preseason game out of the nickel position. He was looking really good on the blitz again. I really hope that that's what they're bringing to the table for the Titans defense this year, is these blitzing schemes, because I like what I'm saying. They're blitzing Hooker, they're blitzing Molden. That's what we need. If we can't get pressure, we need to be able to blitz teams, and I like what I'm saying from the blitz, because we do got corners that are willing to play press man and to go head to head with their receivers. That's what I want out of my cornerbacks, and it's good to know that that's what we got right. That's what we're building right now. Fulton, Jack Rabbit, and Farley, they all can do it, and they're all playing good at it. Taylor Farley again had another good game. He was getting beaten some curves, but his makeup speed is very good, and he knows how to use that boundary. And I like to see that, because he is causing some pass breakups and using that sideline for help. And he is willing to tackle in the open field, and that's another good thing to see, that he is willing to put his nose in there also. So with the additions of Molden and Farley, they have been very pleasant surprise, and they come in as advertised. Farley is going to do nothing but get better and better every practice and every game. So towards the end of the season, he's going to be the starter I think he's going to be. And Hooker has actually elevated his game since last year. He's came in very good ever since we drafted him, and I like what I'm seeing. The blitz that he was on was looking fast. I had to rewind it and see that that was Hooker that was on that blitz, so I like to see that also. Now, some of the other depth safety did not have a good night last night. Matthias Farley had a horrible game. He could not block the Chicago Bears tight end to save his life. He was even getting frustrated when the tight end was catching balls and he was 5 yards behind him. I don't know what was going on last night, but he was looking lost in coverage, as well as Maduga was looking lost. He got juked so bad one time on a pass, he didn't even attempt to tackle the guy. He was so lost in the sauce, and I did not like what I saw from that. But again, these are practice squad guys, so I'm okay with limited action for these guys. I just kind of expected better in the third preseason game, especially from McDougal. But Matthias Farley, I don't even know if I want him on my practice squad. He did not look good. Now, the Titans defensive line did show up again. Their run stopping was good last year. It's just that teams didn't have to run against us because they could throw against us, but the run stopping looked good. You had big Jeffrey Simmons that was clogging the holes up. You had T.R. Tart again showing up. That guy's going to be, teams are probably going to have to scheme for, because he is getting penetration with him and Simmons and Danico Archery. I don't even know if a team's going to be able to get 100 yards on us, especially in the division, which that's the goal. Do not let a team get 100 yards on us, force them to pass, and we've got those stud DBs in the back that's going to get turnovers. Number 92, I'm not going to say his name. He had a really good sack on the quarterback. He shared it with Roberson, who looked really fast again on the outside move. I like what I'm seeing from Roberson. He's going to be good for. And number 92 is actually stepping in to be another good rotational outside linebacker for the Titans. Weaver again was playing the outside linebacker and defensive end. They're getting him as much opportunity to play these positions as possible. He didn't show up as much as he did in the 2 prior games, but he did show up. I'm guessing they're scheming for this guy now, because you can't let him get open. He took a lot more double teams last night, but he still was putting those hands up, and he was still getting in everybody's face. caused a really good incompletion. It's pretty much all on him. His motor is very high, and I like what I'm seeing from number 99. Simons had another good game also. He had a really good stop on third down. He was getting run pressures. I like Simon could be a five rotational. I sound like a linebacker for the Titans, or he could be on the practice squad. I like what I'm saying from Simons though. And the inside linebackers struggled last night after the starters went out. You had Monty Rice, who could not cover the tight end either. So the inside linebackers and the state safeties had a hard time trying to cover the tight end from the Chicago Bears. I did like what I saw from that tight end. If the Titans could pick him up, that'd be great to pair him with Ferguson. So I'm not gonna say that anybody could have did better against this tight end, but I like what I saw. I wouldn't mind having my team, but all I know is the Titans inside linebackers and safeties could not cover this guy. All in all, the Titans had a very solid game against the Chicago Bears. That was a very winnable game. There were some questionable calls, some questionable penalties, but this is what preseason is for, so you can iron out all the kinks, so you can look at the film, so you can put a better product on the field when it comes to the Sunday games, okay? All in all, the Titans defense is still playing very good, and I like what I'm seeing. Titans offense, we still don't know what the Titans offense is going to look like, but from what I see from the play calling, I'm liking the bubble screens. I'm liking the quick passing game. I'm liking what they're doing with the running backs. I like the zone run aspects of the Titans right now. So I have high hopes for the Titans offense. It's possible we could start out slow when it comes to like the first few games, the first half of the season, but I'm going to enjoy watching the Titans defense because, like I've said prior, they have the most room to grow. They can do nothing but get better this season, and I'm very interested to see it, and I like the pieces that we brought into the Titans facility, and there's going to be a lot of good players that could get cut from the Titans, but just to know that we got a lot of depth at a lot of defensive positions, and I have been pleasantly surprised this preseason and can't wait to the Titans regular season. Thank you for listening to my content. This is Workplace Sports Talk. I'm your guy, Tim That Talks. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on. I'll be here all year. See you next time. Tighten up.